It's obviously a big moment for the club. I think I'd like to even push that back. Even the USL days and NASL days, this club has always been a winning club. It's something that is within the DNA, the culture of our club. I reminded the players before the game about the great players that we've had at this club and what does it take to make it to the playoffs, and other sports franchises, and asking them questions so that they can reflect on the job that they do. What I would come back with, Maz, is that the reason why we've been in the playoffs for 12 straight years, obviously Ziggy laid a great foundation, very grateful for that. But the reason why this club has made it 12 years in a row is because the players always are committed to themselves. They're committed to their teammates. They're committed to the fans. And it's that type of culture that can drive, that can be successful, that can win championships. If the players come collectively and they believe in themselves, that is the strongest version of a team. And so that's what we have with the Sounders. That's what we have with this particular group. I've noticed it even back in Orlando in the bubble. Even when things are tough, that group, they stick together. And so I'm awfully, awfully proud of this particular version of the Sounders. And I'm awfully proud of the club for the success that we've had in getting in the playoffs for 12 years.
And then just to follow up, in this game, both goals came from defenders passing the ball forward. I know there must have been some messaging about people running, but what does that say about that back line and the ability to look downfield and hit that runner?
Well, look, we have been, all credit to Jimmy Traore. We have had Nuhu take 10 balls after each practice, crossing balls, different spots on the field, his crossing references. The kid played well in the second half. Kudos to him. And then the other balls, the other things that we talk about, we're a fast switch team, we're a transition team. So the ability for us to, whenever the ball turns over or whenever there's an opportunity, if the opponent is playing a high line like Vancouver did tonight, we always like to try and turn our opponents. And so I would credit both goals, not just to the back four, Maz, but I would say that's how we are. That's how we are as a team. That's what we do.
Okay, next we have Jeremiah.
Yeah, Coach. What role do you feel like, to kind of follow up a little bit on Maz's question, what role do the center backs and the kind of deeper lying players play when you have a team that's kind of bunkered in like you did today, and how much does that like put more pressure on them to push the ball forward? Does it put more pressure on them to defend higher up the field? Just kind of, if you could talk about the role defenders play when teams are bunkered in against you.
Well, the role that defenders play is that when they have more time and space on the ball, that doesn't mean they take more touches. That actually means that they take less touches and the ball moves faster wherever they want to pass the ball to side or into the pockets. So it's important that when teams play a low block and the defenders aren't really under a ton of pressure, that they actually move the ball quicker. The other thing is Vancouver surprised us a little bit with a back line of 5-2-3 with 3 forwards. And we had prepared all week some certain movements to play against 2 forwards, not 3. And so in the first half, there were some adjustments made, or we had to make some adjustments at halftime because of the way they played in the first half. I thought Gustav and João Paulo needed to be in front of their front 3. And so, we made some adjustments at halftime, and credit to Gustav and JP, we figured it out.
And next we have Nico Moreno.
Well, a couple of good questions from my colleagues there took some of the things I was going to ask. So I'm just going to go with individual players. Brian, what does it mean to you when a player like Raul Ruidiaz that just overcame, a COVID-19 situation, at least, quarantine-wise, was playing with his national team and comes in and is an immediate factor and plays with the intensity he played with tonight?
He's happy to be back. Sometimes when you have some adversity in your life, soccer is a good outlet. Soccer is something they love to do. All of the players love to play. And so for Raul, maybe he sets aside some of those days sitting in his hotel room thinking about, okay, what's happening to me? How are my kids? What am I doing? I'd rather be back in Seattle. You guys all saw his social media posts about how happy he was when he was back in Seattle. I think he was just so thrilled to be back on the field with his teammates, and that was evident in his performance. I thought Nico and him didn't lose a beat. I think they were cohesive. I think it was a good outing for Raul, obviously statistically, but just for his mental well-being, I thought it was great.
And in terms of Yeimar, he really gets forward and he really pushes high. He has that physical ability. Do you kind of give him that room to maybe push up? Or that's something of his that he does?
No. Look, sometimes when Gustav drops between the two center backs, we want the center backs to bring the ball forward to draw one of the opponents to create space in behind them. But it is not our intent to have any of our center backs, play high up the field on a consistent basis.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, next we have Jada Evans.
Coach, congratulations on the win. I wanted to ask a little bit more about Nico, if you could share the process. I'm sorry, Raul, if you could share the process. I mean, did you know immediately once he got the negative test that he was going to be put in the starting lineup? How much time did he have to even train with y'all upon return?
He trained a couple days. And again, our medical doctors did a great job. Our medical staff has been excellent throughout this whole COVID situation. He passed all of our protocols, all of MLS protocols. He felt good. There was no lingering issues, knock on wood, thank you, that, he was asymptomatic. And so it was an easy choice, to try and get him back incorporated into the group as fast as possible.
Can I extend to also Javier and Gustav? What kind of time did they have with the team too, and just having that lineup back?
Well, the lineup worked tonight. Obviously, I mean it was good. I thought Javi's performance was good. I thought Gustav was good. So we're happy that guys are coming back, and happy that we can start pushing now that we're in the playoffs. Now start pushing to our next goal, which is to repeat as champions.
Right. Are there any final question for Coach?
I have one, if possible.
Sure. Go ahead, Nico.
Brad, just wanted to know, with 3 games coming up rather quickly, and obviously you got your 11 that you put out tonight, will we be seeing some rotation to maybe keep guys fresh, or is the fact of trying to stay first something that's going to make you kind of want to put the same starting 11 constantly?
I will make decisions every game to what I think is the best team for that particular match. It's as simple as that. That's been the way we do business since my coaching staff has been around. We don't like to try and plan out 2 and 3 weeks. Can't do that in MLS. Parity, quality of the teams. This is a hard league. Every game is tough. If you start thinking about, okay, what am I going to do here? How am I going to do this? And you start planning, seasons can get away from you. Games can get away from you. There are a lot of good coaches in this league. There are a lot of tremendous players in this league. It's hard. That's what makes 12 years in a row so special. And we just want to keep plugging away. We just want to keep plugging away to make sure that we consistently win games. And that's by focusing on the next game in front of you, not by looking at 2 or 3 games in advance.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Our final question will be from Masvida.
Yeah, Brian, on that note, I don't know if it's relish or blessing. I just don't know how to say the fact that you now have a competitive team and you've got, you're pushing for this goal. How much of how much is that for a coach? How great is that for a coach to know you now have a competitive squad that keeps getting better and healthy as you make the push?
I've always had a competitive and healthy squad. Even when guys are away, we have a 15-year-old kid in training, and he's been great. We have other guys, young guys, that are pushing to try and be a part of this franchise. We always drive competition at different levels, obviously, Maz. I mean, look, there is a core group of veteran guys. I get your point. I get it. But the fact of the matter is if we don't drive the quality of the young players, then those young players don't become the next Christian Roldans or the next Jordan Morrises, or the next Jordy DeLambs or the next Nuhus, which those guys are now driving the senior players. It's just steps. It's steps to make this franchise always be competitive. And that's our job. That's our job as coaches. We want to make the young guys fight for things in training so that then when they get to our level, then they're ready.